And we need to learn from each other, and that's what you will be doing today. What has been working? What can be replicated to other places? What can be scaled up? What can have greater consequences for good? Women in regions of conflict are particularly vulnerable. When women are attacked as part of a deliberate and coordinated strategy, as they are in places like the Democratic Republic of Congo or Sudan or so many other places, the glue that holds a community together completely dissolves. Large populations not only become displaced and destabilized, and around the world, these places are so dangerous for women, to be sure, but also pose great threats to international peace and security. Where women are oppressed, where governance is weak, terrorists and extremists are more likely to take hold. This kind of violence against women is nothing less than an issue of national security for all of us wherever we live. And I have seen in this area of Global South, from Malaysia, which I think passed the first Violence Against Women Act years ago. I was recently there and met with so many women who were on the front lines of this struggle and continue to work on this issue. I see Asma Khadar here from Jordan, the extraordinary work that has been going on there, much of which she is responsible for in terms of passing a strong violence against women law, upgrading shelters and making the most available. They're doing innovative work now with the private sector and sponsoring family life centers where people can be safe. Honor killing case recently garnered a 15-year sentence against the perpetrator. These are really important steps, and the kinds of women you will be hearing from in the course of this day are women who are leading this kind of change. Lastly, and there are so many other issues, and I will hardly do it justice, but I must mention the right to health. And I'm happy that our President Obama, has provided a new global health initiative, which we are pushing forward with the support of the Congress, to not only continue the kind of support that the United States has provided to deal with HIV/AIDS and other infectious diseases, but to really make a commitment of resources to ending maternal mortality. You know, someplace in the world, every woman or a woman is dying every minute in childbirth, and so many more are suffering debilitating reactions that make them unable to do their life's work as mothers and all the other kinds of obligations that they have. It is a terrible, terrible problem. And the initiative that the President has put forward will work to staunch maternal mortality, provide access, greater access to family planning, and generally improve women's access to a continuum of care. It is going to be a women-centric initiative. And this is something, particularly as we look at those Millennium Development Goals, one of them has to do with this issue. And over the last 10 years, it is the goal that has made hardly any progress. And before I close, I want to mention one other issue that is the subject of a great deal of discussion at the United Nations, and that is the creation of a women's agency at the United Nations, a place where the groups, the entities that currently exist will come together in a composite to bring greater force to these issues. An Under General Secretary Under Secretary General who will be at the table on these issues to focus on them more keenly in ways that will drive us to the goals of what you are here to do today. I just saw Shirin Ebadi come in, and I want to welcome you because you are truly not only a Nobel laureate, but one of those great leaders who are changing our world for the good. So welcome. Our work is far from done. We must use this time, not just this 15th anniversary, but all of the time ahead of us, to recommit to the goals of the Beijing Platform for Action, to mobilize for women's rights, to eliminate violence against women, to envision what 2020 should look like. We need to push this agenda forward because to do otherwise would be to hold back one of the most powerful, positive forces for shaping the world, and that is advancing the potential of women and girls. Women's rights are truly human rights, and human rights are women's rights, and we cannot settle for anything less. Thank you very much.